Hey guys, it's Cloudy. How are you all? Today we're back with a vlog for a very popular series on the channel, which is what to watch if you love a certain actor or actress in the K-drama world. Today we're going to be spotlighting Jung So Min, who has been my recent K-drama love because of Love Next Door, but she's done such a versatile and diverse breadth of work that I just have to talk about a lot of her shows and also movies today. Honestly, when I was researching for this vlog, it was a little bit difficult to pick out the things because I feel like she takes on shows that end up having mixed reactions from a lot of fans, and she herself is just a very versatile actress. She's able to portray so many different emotions and a lot of subtle emotive changes in certain scenes that makes her very captivating. And I've never heard people say bad things about her in whatever work she takes. Whatever the series is, people might criticize the writing and criticize the story development, but they all have amazing things to say about Jung So Min, which I think speaks a lot to her skills as an actor. So I'm very excited to be talking about her today. And without further ado, let's get started with some of the basics. Jung So Min is a South Korean actor who debuted with a supporting role in Bad Guy, which is a 2010 series. I did not watch that. I don't tend to watch a lot of debut shows from actors or actresses. She gained a lot of buzz in her early career through Playful Kiss in 2010. Playful Kiss was one of the really big popular adaptation series because it was based off of a very big Japanese manga, and then it also got a very popular Taiwanese adaptation, and so of course it got one in Korean as well. Jung So Min gained a lot of international fans in 2016 through Sound of Your Heart because the drama was wildly successful in China, so that kind of propelled her career upward. And she's one of those actresses where when she's not in movies, she is in dramas. A lot of actors and actresses, they make a name for themselves specifically focusing on one avenue, either TV or big screen. But I feel like she is always able to jump back and forth, and her projects are pretty even. For example, in one year if she's doing a drama, in another year she's working on a movie, and she sort of balances out between genres as well, ranging from comedy to seriousness to romance, melodrama, whatever it is. I think she has a really solid set of acting chops that allows her to approach a lot of different projects. So first I want to talk about two older series that you should definitely check out. One I already mentioned is Playful Kiss. It does have a lot of typical rom-com tropes, but I feel that's why some people love these series. And if you're able to sort of stomach the cringy early 2000s to 2010s kind of dramas, then I think you're gonna enjoy it. But if you don't like cliched drama tropes, I would definitely steer clear of this one. The other one that I think is really great is My Father is Strange, which came out in 2017. Kind of crazy to think that 2017, 2019, anything before the pandemic is already considered old now because the world is moving so quickly. My Father is Strange is actually one of the series she's done that has a high episode count, up to 52 episodes, but reviews, people who've watched the show, me, I think you should not be put off by the episode count because it's one of those shows that gives you really warm, feel-good family vibes, and Jung So Min plays one of the daughters in the family. The show explores a lot of relationships inside the family as well as certain romantic plot lines for each of the kids as well. Jung So Min's character is the clumsy and sweet Myung, who ends up having her own romantic plot line in the show. So I think this is one of her more lighthearted, straightforward series that people just really enjoy. Next, I want to talk about Because This Is My First Time, which also came out in the same year, 2017. It is a little bit shorter, typical count of 16 episodes. And this romantic comedy explores careers, relationships, love, and marriage. Jung So Min plays a broke writer named Yoon Ji-ho who agrees to a marriage of convenience. And she ends up marrying this random guy so she can just have a place to stay, and honestly, super relatable in this day and age because it is so difficult to afford housing. And basically, she is someone who's always been very career focused, and she's never really delved into romance until she became 30. So that's why it's called Because This Is My First Time. It's a lot of firsts in her life. Living with someone else, being married to someone else and also just like navigating her entire life. I feel like people really enjoyed the show, and a lot of the moments between the main characters will make you squeal, but also the female lead is immature in a lot of ways, which can be frustrating for a lot of viewers. And it's a show that people recommend very often, so that's why I wanted to include it. But I feel like if you watch the series twice in different times in your life, you're gonna have a different interpretation as to how you like or dislike the ending of the show. So I will leave you there and hope that you guys will check out the show to see what I actually mean. Next, I wanted to point out a really fun movie that Jung So Min has done, which is called Homme Fatale. Homme Fatale is a comedy period drama which stars Juno from 2PM and Jung So Min. Juno becomes a guide slash instructor who trains courtesans, which doesn't really happen in the period age. It's usually like women training women because courtesans are just like very skilled female performers. It's like very much a women's space. In a twist and subversion of tropes, Juno's character ends up becoming the first male Kisang in Joseon, and along the way he meets Jung So Min's character Haewon, who is this like beautiful woman who has a bit more of a progressive way of thinking. The initial premise is quite comedic because like why would there be a male Kisang? But then later on there's like a little bit more of heart to the end of the show, and there are certain themes of like oppression or like inequality that get explored very lightly throughout the film. I think the ending is a little bit unexpected, so it gives you a little bit of food for thought. The female main character doesn't have that many deep characteristics, and it really reflects on the actor to elevate the character. I think Jung So Min did a great job with what limited material that she had. And in general, it's great to see her in period dramas because most of her early work has been more modern, slice of life kind of stuff. So you get to kind of see her in a different light for the first time. The next one we're going to talk about is one of those slice of life realistic shows called monthly magazine Home, which debuted in 2021. Jung So Min plays Na Young-won, who is the editor of Monthly House magazine. She is really into like helping people create a home. She's been very passionate about the real estate and home industry for like many years, but she herself has never actually become a homeowner, and it's pretty difficult to save up to own any kind of property in South Korea. On the flip side, our main guy character is the CEO of the magazine, and he's pretty jaded about life. He just sees the home as an asset and another means to financial stability. He is, of course, much richer than our female main character, so we get to see that sort of poor girl and rich guy dynamic. They also have opposing views, so that makes their relationship a little bit dynamic. And just like overall, I would say that the story itself expresses a lot of mixed emotions that we see in reality. I feel like when we talk about great actors and actresses and their method of acting, when they're on screen, their facial expressions and their body language pulls us in and just like immerses us fully in the moment, whatever is going on there. And I think Jung So Min has a great way of doing that, just like slowly teasing out certain emotions until the right moment where she like lets everything go, and then you like really feel exactly what she's feeling. So she really controls the emotional experience of the viewer, and so I just keep returning to her in different series to see what she's going to do next. Now moving on to some more modern series in the last 2 years. First we have Alchemy of Souls, which came out in 2022, and also season 2. Jung So Min is mainly in season 1, and a lot of the hype around Alchemy of Souls was due to her stellar performance as Mudok. Jung So Min plays an assassin named Naksu who ends up going on the run, and through the Alchemy of Souls magic swaps her soul into the body of a servant girl named Mudok. This is not a spoiler because it happens in the first episode, and basically throughout the series you're able to see her fall in love with her master, the young master who is played by, oh my god, I don't remember his name, but he's very handsome. Anyways, they had really great chemistry in the first season. Everybody loved them. And I also just love seeing the height difference between the two main actors because it was just very, very endearing. And Jung So Min is just like a little petite fairy who's kind of like grumpy throughout the series. So I just loved her interpretation of the character so much. And I think a lot of her acting contributed to the comedy moments of the show. Okay, back to the world of film. I would highly recommend you check out Love Reset, which came out in 2023 and stars Kang Han-eul and Jung So Min. There was a lot of hype around this because of the casting. A lot of the premise reminded me of Queen of Tears, where two people fall in love and get married, but later down the road, due to certain personality differences, they have a lot of conflict and end up eventually getting a divorce. The hilarious thing is that, very typical to Korean story writing with Korean drama tropes, is that they end up getting into a car accident where they both get amnesia, and then they basically lose their memories and cannot remember each other. So they kind of get a reset and do-over on their relationship, and I guess you're gonna have to watch the show to see what happens to them in take 2 of their relationship. I always love the moment when both characters realize, we had amnesia. I didn't know we were like divorced before. I actually hated you, but I didn't remember I hated you. The moment where people remember that they got amnesia and they remember their past memories, that's the most cathartic moment for me when it comes to these tropes, because I get particularly frustrated when the amnesia trope crops up. But hopefully this movie will have enough like comedy and also sweet aspects to like pull you through. Finally, if you've been watching some of my recent vlogs, you'll know that I've been so in love with Love Next Door, otherwise known as my mom's friend's son. Korean name is like super different from the English name. Jung So Min is playing the female lead to Jung Hae-in's character. It's this like childhood friends to lovers, high school to adulthood. We've been friends for our whole lives. Now we're gonna fall in love kind of series. I loved it so much. There were good highs, there were good lows. There was like family love, there was neighborhood love, there was friendship, there was like found families. I really liked it so much, even though people like criticize the romance and the chemistry of the show. So I would definitely encourage you guys to check out Love Next Door. I'm not going to talk too in depth about it because I've gone through so much of Jung So Min's work already. So I'm going to put a link down in the description below if you're interested in Love Next Door. I have 2 other vlogs that go into detail about the series. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog today. I've talked about so many shows, and this particular vlog has run way longer than any of the other vlogs I've done. So thank you for bearing with me, and I hope you guys have found something interesting to watch in the future. And if you guys did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more from me, and I will talk to you guys in my next video very soon. Bye!